What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Today's going to be a monumental day for Toogii Land because we're going to be breaking ground on our first themed expansion of this park. Something that's not just America themed, you know what I'm saying? But before we get to that, I have something I need to show you guys, and we need to do a couple of things real quick. So right on over here, you guys may remember our previous coaster station. I, along with a handful of you guys, just wasn't really happy with the way that it was looking, so off camera, I came back, redid it. It's same, but different, and thanks to your guys' help, I now know of this button right here, start building on station grid. You can actually just build snapping to the coaster station. As long as I've been playing this, dude, I genuinely never even knew that that little button existed, but it made rebuilding this so much faster. So thank you, those of you who suggested that I use that. We have the exit now right behind the operator controls. That's really important because our mechanics actually enter through the exit of the rides. So that way they can get in, repair this thing if it ever breaks, and then they can get out super quick. Originally, I didn't even have any type of structure on top of the coaster station. Oh, and actually it looks like that pavement could use switched around. Let's fix that. There we go. So I think this looks way better than it did. Just having some type of structure on the top really goes a long way. And then if you remember, we had a like standalone little staff resting facility over here. That just, it didn't look right out there all on its own. So instead, I've incorporated it into the coaster station here, and I think it looks fantastic. But I know you guys are here to see the new western expansion of the park, and we're going to get to that. I promise we are. But first, we need to add another mechanic, and then we need another janitor in the central USA portion of this park, right? Because we have 4 rides and only 1 mechanic, and it's just such a large area for only 1 janitor. So I definitely think these two are gonna come in handy. Let's go down to janitors quick. Let's actually change this guy to Central USA just so they're close together, and then this guy will be South USA down to mechanics. We're gonna do the exact same thing. There we go. It's as easy as that. Actually, we still need this open because for this new expansion, I don't want to hold out on the small details, right? So what we're gonna do is research every single piece of scenery that we can. That way we have access to every material, every wall, every door, window, everything. We need it all. So we're gonna let this run for a little bit, and hopefully none of our rides break down. Wouldn't that be great? I guess while we're waiting, there's nothing stopping us from starting on the terrain painting portion of this. So we're gonna select the absolute largest brush that we can, and we're gonna change all this nice, healthy, strong grass to a not so nice, healthy, strong grass. It's very dead, but it's the West, and I've specifically chosen the western portion. Keep in mind we don't have a compass, so I'm just saying that up here is north, but I've specifically decided to choose the western portion of this park as a western theme. I think that's only fair. To be honest, it's looking a bit rough. Looks a bit weird, kind of out of place, right? But we'll blend it and make it look nicer later when we actually know like how large this expansion is going to be. But now that we have that in place, what I want to try to use are these natural paths right here. So once again, we're going to select the same grid that we've been using for all of the other paths, and we're just going to bring this out. Let's start with this. I think that's a solid distance. Now, though, we're going to drop this down to 13 for the terrain painting. And then, because this is supposed to be sort of a dirt road, right? An old western sort of street-looking thing, I am going to come through here with this rock texture and just make it look a little bit more realistic. That's what I'm talking about right there, dude. Check that out. Doesn't that look nice? It just adds a little something to it. Let's check on our research, though. Oh, we're nearly done. Okay, we can fast forward like the rest of the way. But this is our first round of research. I think we'll have to do 2 or maybe 3 more after this. but we've got some special effects. We've got the pirate scenery, even though it is a Western, theme, Western-themed area. Wild Blue has broken down, no surprise there. A lot of the different materials and stuff are actually locked behind multiple other scenery types. So we're even doing fairy tale. And then lastly, we just have 2 more, sci-fi and festive. Once again, we're going to max these suckers out, try to get them over as soon as we can. We've got 21,000 in the back pocket, though, so we're not doing too terrible there. And then I think we might want to start researching the rides as well. It's going to take us a long time to get to the one that I actually want to use, but I have a pretty good idea for our first ride for this new zone. So same thing, we'll just max this thing out. This is not the one. It'll be way, way later on. We're nearly there. Got him. Perfect. Okay, that's the only research that we have to do for scenery, because that's the only research we can do for scenery. Now there's just nothing left. Let's add another ride in here. I know it's a thrill ride too, so I'm only going to be researching the thrill rides, but we probably should add some more like kid-friendly, family-friendly rides to the park. We'll do it later, right? We'll do it later. But now, if we head into buildings and we just type West, that's going to populate with a bunch of different Western-themed buildings that we can use for this area of the park. I know it's not everyone's favorite when content creators use prefab buildings, right? You guys kind of want to see us build something from scratch, which is awesome. I like doing that stuff, but I just don't have time for it. So for this first initial area of this Western theme, I think we're probably going to end up using a lot of prefab structures. So let's start with this guy, and I'm going to disable angle snap because it looks like it's kind of snapping at a weird angle. We'll try to align it with this path, get it as straight as we possibly can, and then this little guy is going to go right about here, I think. Seems pretty good. Now we'll grab this one, do a similar thing with it, just over here. And just like that, we're done, dude. We can start adding rides, and okay, there's going to be a lot more than this. And also, I do think it'll look quite a bit better when we start to add, desert or Western-themed scenery in here. For our next building, I'm going to use this Western Undertaker's building. We're going to re-enable our angle snap, and I'm going to rotate it. Actually, like that would probably work out just fine. So this guy is going to sit a little bit closer to that building, probably somewhere right around there. Looks pretty good. And now that we have that, we're going to go back to our grid with our paths, and we'll start working out this direction. So that's as far as we need to go here. I'll have to repaint that terrain, and then we're going to bring it over this way as well. There we go. Are you starting to see the vision now a little bit? Probably not. Probably not. Just trust me. It's going to get better, okay? It is going to get better. Let's move on to this wagon service building. That could be kind of cool over here. I'll leave it at a 45-degree angle even. I don't think that looks weird at all. Let's drop this down maybe right about here. That looks pretty solid. Now we're gonna need something else over on this side. We got a horse vet building. Sure. We'll leave that at a 45-degree angle too. We don't want everything to be too perfect, too square over here. It's the Wild West. Ain't nobody using calculators, measuring tape, or none of that stuff. It just doesn't exist over here. What about for this side? We're probably gonna need a decent-sized building over here. Maybe an abandoned church. Yeah, it's a bit too decrepit, maybe. How about this guy? That could work. I don't hate that angle of it either. Let's place that down right about there. We're gonna need to add like a bunch of desert rocks around this place too, just to kind of help tie in the whole theme of everything. But I'm liking what we've got thus far, but we need more. So this is kind of like the main western street right here. So at the very end of it, I'm thinking we add a little hotel shell, right? That might look kind of good. We'll try to get it in the center of this path. Right about there. How's our research looking? Okay, we're done on twist and spin. So let's reveal that one. Nice. Again, not the ride we were looking for, but we're gonna keep on trucking through these. Like I said, we've got a ways to go until we reach the one that we actually want. Spoiler, the thumbnail for this episode probably gave it away, but that's okay. So next, we need something to the right and to the left of this hotel building, but I don't really know what I want to do yet. Maybe, ooh, the gambling den. Okay. Let's rotate this without angle snap as well, so we can get it more dead on with this path right here. That looks close enough anyways. Same distance away, and right there. Mint. Okay. Now left side. Sheriff building? That could be cool. Maybe now you're starting to kind of see the vision a little bit more, potentially. Again, we do still need tons more decoration out here to really sell this thing. But I'm really liking what we've got thus far. So, obviously, I'm not just going to leave these buildings as they are right now. That would be boring and also not functional. They would just look good. So I'm going to start over here with this building, and we're going to edit this back portion of it. Just delete that straight up, and we are going to add a restroom block right on back in there. Easy. But we will, of course, need some type of arch here. So I'm just going to type stucco. We'll go into arches. Pointed or rounded? Probably rounded. Let's go with that. And it's already the same color. Speaking of color, I'm going to copy this one. And then on the bathroom, let's change some of these colors around so it just kind of blends in a little bit nicer. On the floor, we'll just do white tile. Perfect. All right, just like that, we've got our restroom block. I will connect a path here momentarily, but now we're going to turn our attention to this building. The Tanning Saloon. Oh, you know what? I don't love that this sign isn't double-sided. So real quick, we're going to rotate her around and just place it on the opposite side of this little pole coming off of the building. This actually looks like it needs to go back just a hair. Just a hair to look a little bit better. Oh, dude, the angle's all wrong, though. All right, hang on. We can fix this. Let's bring that down. Actually, we're probably going to need to turn angle snap off. There we go. All right. That's more like it. So on the back side of this facility, oh, that is kind of in the way. It do be kind of in the way, though. Thankfully, that whole structure is one complete thing, so we can just slide her on down. And we are going to be adding another first aid facility back behind here. Oh, we need another stucco arch too, don't we? Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to change the first aid facility colors like we were able to do with the restroom block, but that's okay. That's kind of why I wanted to stick it on the back side of the building so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. Oh, also, hang on, dude. We need some signage out here. People aren't even going to know what we got hiding back behind this building. So let's add that first aid sign there. I'll just go ahead and do this now before I forget. Attach the advertisement to it. There we are. And then over here, we're going to have to do a similar thing. We've got another restroom sign right there. Easy. No problem, dude. And then we'll set the advertised destination for the bathroom. Let's check on our research again. We've got compressed air swinging into action. Not the one that we want, but it's cool. Maybe we'll use that later on down the line somewhere. A jumping giant thrill. That's going to be the next one. Back down to business then. I am going to run a nice casual path connecting the bathroom to the main path here. And then we're going to have to take our terrain painting tool and paint a little bit of a rock surface sort of leading to the bathroom. I just love the way that this looks. It's really coming together. And then over here, same deal. We'll bring a path out from here over yonder, and we'll have it connect up. Maybe right there, actually. Maybe right there. Because we're not actually going to have a path leading to this building at all. It's too small. It's more of a decorative type facility. So once again, we're going to just fill this in. right around to the corner. Nice, dude. Okay, yeah, we're making great progress here. Great progress. The sheriff building, I feel like we could do something with this one too. Maybe like a staff resting facility or something. We might have to move that window a little bit. But let's see if we couldn't squeeze a staff resting facility back on in here. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. Window does look weird though. What's this wall called? Natural wood plank. Okay, so if we head back to build, and we just type in natural, or part of the word anyways, it's not wood batten, it should be square plank. Oh, that's the perfect height. Nice. Okay, that's easy. The wood does appear to be a different color than the other wood on the building though, so once again, I'm gonna copy that, head back over to here, and we're gonna change this so it matches the rest of the facility. Time to connect a path to this thing. I'm gonna try to kind of hide these little wood things, the little like path edge, path curb, whatever those are called, in the buildings. There we go. That works okay. Bring it all the way out and then curve it around. That looks good. I'm happy with that. For steps like this, I think we should add a little bit of texture coming off of those as well, just so it doesn't immediately meet the grass. And maybe over here too. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. We'll just kind of curve that right around there. I'm not against the idea of making like a restaurant in this building, but I need to figure that out first. It's gonna take me a minute. Do we even have restaurants researched? I thought we did, but I'm not really sure. You know what this sign, this Undertaker sign right here kind of reminds me of? If you're not a regular to the live streams, you probably won't understand. A bit of an inside joke, but it reminds me of back in 1998 when The Undertaker threw Mankind off of Hell in a Cell and he plummeted 16 feet through the announcer's table. Trust me, you had to be there. But I'm feeling pretty dang good about this new western expansion of the park. We've even got a couple of guests sneaking on in here using the restroom. I did see a handful of people using the first aid facility, so that is fantastic to see. I bet that's probably where those people are going. However, while we're waiting, oh, and dude, our rides just keep breaking down. We might not end up having enough money to, like, add our main attraction ride over here, which is a big concern. But I'm going to keep going through this research, and while I'm doing that, while we're waiting for that one particular ride, I think I'm also going to go through and add that additional decor that we've been talking about. Wait a minute. I just had another idea. Let's start researching hotels too, even though I realize this hotel structure is very small. It fits, right? It's themed well, it's decorated well. So I think we might be able to repurpose this and turn it into a proper hotel, assuming we have enough money to finish our research. We got 15,000 yet. I don't even know why I'm worried. I really was going to work on scenery, but honestly, I just don't really feel like doing it right now. So I'm going to probably hold off on that till like the very end to tie everything together nicely. And we'll, need to get some other things placed out here before we can really do that anyways. So I'm just going to chill here and keep clicking on our research when it's finished up. Ascendance is broken down again.
A few moments later.
Here it is. The ride that we've been waiting for, dude. The main attraction for the western theme area of this park. The Sundial, dude. I'm super stoked to get this thing added. So I think I want to put it right on over here. But I want like some of that desert rock. Like I want it to be built up kind of on a rock mound of sorts. Actually, I think I might have built one of these a while back for a different park entirely. There we go, dude. There we go. Now we're talking. The colors are adjusted and everything. So now it's looking like it's a little bit too high. Oh, right. I'm just moving the ride though. I've got to make a pretty big selection of this whole thing. Now we should be able to drag the whole deal down just enough until it starts to look a bit more normal. Okay, not too bad. I think it needs to go down a little bit more over here. That looks good. Just do a quick fly around here, make sure it all looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. There we go, dude. We've got our first main attraction over here at the Western themed area of the park. So stoked. So incredibly stoked. But now we've got to select this path grid again. And we need to bring it out just a little bit further. Maybe to like right here. I feel like that's far enough. So what is that? 5 in total. We'll just do the same on this side. Let's try to figure out this queue now. I think we're ready for it. Oh right, but what queue path texture do we want to use? Maybe this one? Like a super black asphalt? I don't want to use the same thing we were using over here because it's a different zone. Maybe we go with this? Or maybe we go wooden? That probably wouldn't look terrible either. I'm gonna go with the wooden. I feel like the wooden definitely suits this area quite a bit better. Let's just hope that this isn't too short of a queue. I mean, this ride's probably gonna be pretty dang popular if I had to guess. But then same thing for the exit now. We're gonna use the wooden path. Looks like we were using this one. And then rather than starting from up there, I think I'm gonna start from right over here. Or wait, dude, what the heck am I doing? We should be using the natural path on the terrain, right? Because then we can. Oh, okay, insanity for real. Our rides, dude. We cannot catch a break here. Our rides just continue to break down. So let's fill this all in, all the way up to the steps just there. That looks better. That looks quite a bit better. We should probably test this thing too, right? Looks like we've got a clockwise, then counterclockwise, then clockwise, then counterclockwise again. We'll see how that does. Currently though, where's our Q scenery rating? 67% is all. Those are rookie numbers. We can bring that up. Like I keep saying, we're gonna add plants and other rocks and trees and everything. We'll add all of it here. But now we need a priority pass. So let's place our entrance maybe right here. And the exit, we'll try to get it as close to the top of the steps as we can. It looks like that's probably the only logical place to put the thing. And then probably same path too, I would think. This thing's pretty wild. Not gonna lie, this thing is pretty wild. This is one of my more favorite flat rides. I don't go to theme parks very often, but when I do, I always look for a sundial or something similar. It's a good time, man. It's a really good time. Something about like kind of feeling like you're free falling, you know? Something about that I kind of don't mind. But as soon as these test results are in and it has a decent enough prestige, we'll get her opened up and then I'll go through, do our scenery. And then I do think I'm going to end up tinkering with the Undertaker building over here, trying to kind of convert it into a restaurant. But that's going to take me a while, so I'll just do that kind of while I do the scenery. The results are in, and we've got a 982 prestige. Dude, that ain't bad. Okay, I got to get my calculator out. 982 divided by 35 is going to give us a ticket price of $28.05. Yes, I am actually going to charge people the additional 5 cents. I could have just made it 25 or 28 flat, but that would be boring, right? We're trying to maximize our profits here. So the sundial is officially open any minute now. Customers are going to be, or guests rather, are going to be making their way out here to check out this main attraction. So, like I said, restaurant, scenery, and then we'll probably work on the hotel together, I would think, but I'll see you guys here in just a few minutes.
Many minutes later.
I kind of forgot just how expensive scenery can be. I mean, we only have $500 left in the back pocket, and that number actually is going down. That's a big yikes. That is a big yikes. It also could be due to the restaurant. You know what? I'm gonna pause things, and we'll just kind of go through what all has changed since the last time you guys saw this place. So another thing that I forgot about is how little scenery is actually available. That's like Western theme. really all we have are these creosote bushes. We've got some dead trees and like, oh, the Joshua trees and 2 different types of cactus. We have the small cactus here, like the prickly pear stuff, and then we have these larger ones. I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm not going to try. But after adding a bunch of scenery around the sundial, you guys, the prestige is now 1,075. So we can charge a whopping $30.71 for admission, which is awesome. But 97% Q scenery rating, couldn't quite get it to 100. Again, we just don't really have that many different scenery items to actually work with. I then went around and added some additional rock mounds just to kind of add something to this place. And I wanted to do the red rock for sure to add a bit of a splash of color out here. You know, we got a bunch of dead grass everywhere, a bunch of rock for the pavement for these paths. So we needed something else to kind of tip it over the edge. But here's our new Undertaker restaurant. I was just taking a bit of time to go through this and try to make it as good as I possibly could. The prestige is only 4 stars out of 5. If we added a bit more scenery around here, that number would probably jump up. But our restaurant expansions, we have 10 of them. You're probably thinking to yourself, Toogii, how the heck did you fit 10 restaurant expansions in this tiny little building? Well, I put them underneath. We've got 2 up here, we have 2 just below that, 1 more below that one, and then over in this building, same thing, 2, and then another one there down at the bottom. So that's how we were able to get that done. But I really, really like this, and I think we're probably going to have to do a similar thing to our hotel. Again, there's not a whole lot of space to actually put those expansion slots, so we'll probably end up doing the same thing. But I love this place so incredibly much, and I really, really hope that you guys like it as well. If we hit play again, we have a bunch of different of the cowboy animatronics. That guy just tips his hat. This guy kicks his boot. That's all he does. But my favorite... Oh, and then we have like a guy who's pretending to be a sheriff even though he doesn't have a badge. But he just... Milady does one of those every so often. My favorite one, though, is this little shootout scene that we've created. We have an angry bandit over here, and then we have a bandit taking a cover shot, and I put him kind of behind some TNT. I think it looks awesome, especially with like the smoke particles, the smoke effects and everything. That really, really sells it. That's what we're trying to do with these themed areas for Toogii Land, is just sell the theme. You know, it's one thing to just build a theme park. It's a whole nother thing to have a theme throughout a particular zone. I forgot to mention this earlier, but our new Undertaker restaurant, it is kind of weird eating in a place that's for caskets. But the guests love it. Again, it's on brand, it's on theme, we love that. But we have the Planet Coaster menu, we have Mexcellente, Just Ribbon, Monsieur Frites, we got the churro place, we have gelato, I suppose, Cosmic Cow, Pip Shot, and that is it. If we add any more menus or any more like restaurant expansion things, it only increases our branding per month. It's currently at $700, and I wasn't too sure that we'd even be able to turn a profit out here just yet. It's not looking great. We have 42 total tables, and only 6 of them are full, and we are currently losing money. But it's fine. It'll get better eventually, maybe. Guests think that Wild Blue is too expensive now? Oh, it's old. Oh no, dude. Okay, it's very old now. We just have to wait until it reaches the classic prestige. Oh, reviving. It also gets a little bump, gets a little boost there, but classic is really where it's at. So let me get my handy dandy calculator out. We'll take 616 divided by 35 to get 1760. That's a big yikes. 1760. There it is. We should probably check our other rides as well, just to make sure everything is the way it should be. You're telling me this thing only dropped 3 cents. Okay, it's important that we're super accurate, though. It is important that we are stupid accurate for that stuff. Oh, another thing that we should probably do while I'm thinking about it, is reset. Oh, Ascendance is broken down. Cool. Reset our advertised destinations. Now that we have a whole nother area to this park, it's 18 out of 50. Still plenty of space on that one sign. But again, we've got to change the back as well. Now then, back over into the Wild West, we don't have a single staff member out here. Not a single one yet. We also don't have a work roster. So I am quickly going to create a nice big selection for everything over in this zone, trying not to include the coaster. Okay, perfect. That looks right. So this is just going to be called Western. Sure, that'll work. And for right now, we only need a janitor, a mechanic, and a security guard. That's really it. I mean, we don't have any vendor-type facilities out here, so we don't need any vendors. Wait. Oh, my God, we're negative nearly $1,000. We're $1,000 in the hole right now. We do have another entertainer that fits this theme perfectly. Miss Ellie. So, assuming we have enough money to hire her, nice, we'll add her to this area as well. Now all we have to do is add her to the Western roster. Our new janitor, same deal. New mechanic, same thing. And last but not least, oh. Okay, our security guards are not showing up. There we go. Our last security officer. I did want to work on the hotel a little bit today, but honestly, I just don't think we're going to be able to do it, mainly because we don't have any money. $1,000. I mean, that's not really that much to work with, and this would probably cost, I'm guessing, maybe 5,000 tops with all the different expansions and everything added. So we're going to hold off on that until the next episode. And tell you guys the truth, I do think that's probably where we're going to wind things down at for today. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.